Hi everyone, today we are going to talk about community ecology and community interactions. There are three types of interaction between organisms, such as positive where benefit to both or one party, negative where detrimental to both, and neutral where one party gain benefit. Competition, known as negative interactions, means two species use the same limited resources. Mutualism, known as positive interactions, means two species in close association, in which this interaction will give benefit to both parties. Predation, known as neutral interaction, means one species eats all or part of a second animal species. Parasitism, known as neutral interaction, means two species living in a close obligatory association. Parasites depend metabolically on hosts. Herbivore, known as neutral interactions, means one animal eats part or all of the plant species. Disease, known as neutral interactions, means happen between a pathogenic microorganism and a host species. The host is the one who suffers. Competition among trees, in which roots compete for water and nutrients while leaves compete for sunlight.
Did you know competition has basically three forms? Firstly, resource competition. It occurs when a number of organisms utilize common resources that are in short supply and results in reduced growth or both. Next, interference competition. It occurs when organisms seeking resources harm one another even if resources are not in short supply. Lastly, diffuse competition. It happens between more than one competitor. It reduces the number of species through competitive interactions with a specific combination of another species rather than just one strong competitor. Let's move to modes of competition. There are three modes of competition. Firstly, interference competition. Interference competition is direct aggressive interaction between individuals. Next, intraspecific competition. Intraspecific competition is competition between members of one species. Lastly, interspecific competition. Interspecific competition is competition between individuals of two species.
What is mutualism? The term mutualism may be simply described as an interaction in which both species are mutually benefited. This interaction can either be inside the species or between the two spread species. The word mutualist refers to the tiny partner, whereas the host refers to the other members of the mutualism. Symbionts are species that have this interaction. All living species, including humans, animals, birds, plants, and other microbes such as bacteria, viruses, and fungi, have a mutual relationship. This relationship might last a long period of time or be short-lived. There are 5 types of mutualism: obligate mutualism, facultative mutualism, trophic mutualism, defensive mutualism, and dispersive mutualism. Obligate mutualism. In obligate mutualism, the relationship between two species in which both are totally dependent on each other. The best examples of obligate mutualism include most symbiotic and some non-symbiotic symbiosis. For example, the yucca plant and the moth. The yucca plant, which thrives in the southwestern United States dry and arid climate. The pollination of the yucca flower is carried out by the moth. The moth in turn benefits by laying its eggs on the flower and feeding the larvae the seeds. Facultative mutualism. In facultative mutualism, the partners can coexist without relying on each other. They, on the other hand, develop a diffuse relationship with a diverse range of species. For example, honeybees and plants. Honeybees visit a variety of plant species in search of nectar, and these plants will be visited by a variety of insect pollinators for pollination.
Trophic mutualism. In trophic mutualism, the partners are specialized in complementary ways of obtaining energy and nutrients from each other. For example, cows and bacteria. The cellulose of the plant is indigestible to cows. The bacteria found in cow remains aid in the digestion of plant cellulose. Bacteria, on the other hand, receive food and a warm environment, both of which are necessary for their growth and development. Defensive mutualism. In defensive mutualism, one partner obtains food and shelter in exchange for guarding the other against herbivores, predators, and parasites. For example, aphids and ants. Honeydew is produced by the aphids and taken to the ants' nest at night to protect them from predators and guide them. The next morning, these aphids are transported back to the plant. In exchange, ants are benefited by assembling the aphids' eggs and storing in their nest chambers to withstand the cold winter months. Dispersive mutualism. In dispersive mutualism, one partner obtains food in exchange for assisting flowers in pollen transport. For example, honeybees and plants. Honeybees fly from one flower to the next in search of nectar, which is needed to make honey. In exchange, plants gain by the pollination as the honeybee spreads the pollen from one plant to the next. And that brings us to the end. Thank you for watching.